You hear mom? Act like that is on. I'm talking. Okay. Currently live testing. I am live. I am live. All right, cool. Cool, cool. So if you're here in the stream, thank you for joining. I know people will hop in later on. It's a Saturday night. I know y'all got plenty of things going on. But let me flip over here. All right, let me hit y'all some tunes. Yep, there we go. All right, cool, 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 cool. Looks like we're good. Alrighty, so I know I had this set up for quite some time. This is a live stream we're doing ranking all of the characters from Last of Us, Part 1 and Part 2. So, hey, what's up, Levi? How you doing? How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. So we're gonna be doing all the characters from Part 1, Part 2. Again, if you've seen the HBO series or the game, anything like that you played through, hopefully y'all have some, knowledge about it. Again, I have other things planned after this. Got an anime one for Dragon Ball if you're interested in, as well as doing some gaming on the channel as well. But for now, we got something for video game lovers out here. Also, we have a guest for this one. Would you like to say hi?
Hello, I'm here because I watched the show, did not play the game. Watched Cyrus play the game, and then we watched the show, the first season? Yeah, we watched the first season, right after we played that part of the game. I watched him play it, so that's why I'm here.
Yeah, so again, we're here just going to rate the characters of, what do we see it. This one won't be more of a, how do we, I've done it before, how do we see of, hey, this character is good, right? Like Abby, she's a great character, she affects it, I don't care. We're going to be rating it by, hey, I think overall that maybe Ellie is the best character, and here's why. As you can see here inside this list, we have multiple Ellies. Young, swaggy hat Ellie, the Ellie you played through Part 1, the older Ellie. We have multiple different versions of them. We'll keep them separated like this as well. So
this is subjective. This is not objective.
I mean,
you can't comment rude things because we are being subjective.
I mean, okay, sure, but I'm gonna act like it's objective. And if there's characters here I don't remember or I don't know about, I don't know who this dude is. I have no clue who he is. So we'll just skip over them. Probably won't be the longest video because it's a pretty short series, but regardless, we'll slide through it. So again, thank you for hopping on a Saturday. Hope you have an amazing weekend. Let's get started here. So, who do you want to start with first? Should we do Part 1, Part 2?
Let's do Part 1.
Okay. So I'm gonna keep the big hitters for the end. Let's start off with, where is that boy at? And I don't see him. Where is Tommy? Who? No, I'll do Bill. We'll do Bill. Bill's a good character. So again, we're gonna do it through S all the way to D. S meaning that you're perfect. There's nothing wrong with you. D meaning that you're trash. Bill, what do you think about Bill? Bill to me is the character that he's different between the HBO series as well as the character that you see throughout the games from Part 1. If you see him in the HBO series, he's the guy that kind of fortified himself inside a wall and found love, right? He found somebody that he liked, and he ended up having a homosexual relationship with somebody that he eventually kind of helped out Ellie and Joe get in the car later on. So if you know Joe from that point of view, he's, a pretty stand-up character. Did I say Joe? I meant Bill or Billy, whatever his name is. But also, I say the thing for Billy. If you know him through the series, Billy unfortunately had a situation where he did have a homosexual lover that faked it, and once he faked it, he eventually lost that guy who tried to take away his battery for his
basically.
Yeah, from his life. So Bill overall still did help Ellie and Joe get themselves a car, but regardless, what do you think of Bill?
I loved Bill. This was to me the best part of season 1, part 1, whatever you want to call it. The show was better than the game to me because Bill and I can't remember the guy he had a relationship with.
I don't either.
But Bill was such a good character for this show. He made it so unique, and their relationship mostly is what did it for me. Their relationship was so unique in this apocalyptic world, this kind of post-apocalyptic world. But their relationship made this season so good, and it kind of took your mind off of Ellie and Joel and everything that was going on with their journey to where they were going. It was such a good, I don't want to spoil it, but their relationship was just great. I might as well spoil it. What they did for each other, and I believe once Bill found out that his partner was he sick or was he, I don't remember. But once he found out that his partner was going to die, basically, he did it as well. I don't know. In the show, he was great. In the game, to me, he went through a lot, was still great, but I think in the show he was better. I would give him, I don't know, B.
Yeah, B. I don't know if I can push him above to A. I'm not too positive. Because he only mattered for one part for them getting a car that they lost eventually anyways.
Yeah.
Like the next scene, the next episode. I think that both Bill in the series and in the game is in the same spot. I'm gonna put him at B. Mm-hmm. I think that's solid. I mean, I think he leads B. So good for him. So let's hop in here again. Might as well get some characters. I do think that what about Joe's previous daughter, or previous late daughter, Sarah?
That's me. I think that I don't remember her at all, honestly. Do you?
No.
I remember the show, the beginning episode of the show with her in it, and him trying to save her, getting ruined, and her getting ruined. But I don't know. She was there for so little of it that how could you give her higher than C?
Yeah, I think overall that, again, I'm not trying to be mean to her, and she kind of really did kick off this series
right.
for Joel. Not the whole apocalyptic stuff, just for Joel himself. True. I would say overall, when it comes to Sarah, you feel bad for her because, you know, she gets part of this whole apocalyptic stuff just like everyone else, but it so happens that she has a guard that ends up, or policeman, that's just like, hey, we don't know if they're turned, shoot, you know, and that's really it. And I mean, even if you kind of remember, she kind of lives on through giving him the watch for his birthday, where at one point Joe gets shot, but he actually had the watch kind of covering it underneath his vest. I think that overall that she isn't a bad character. I wouldn't say that, but she doesn't affect the series enough that you care, right? I mean, they didn't even keep her the same, like, colored actor. Right, I mean, she was a young black girl inside the HBO series, so it's like I don't think that she mattered enough. So I'm gonna say overall C.
I do want to go back on it. I guess she is the motivation for the whole entire show, or game, whatever. She is Joel's motivation. She's the reason he doesn't like become suicidal or anything, you know, because she lives on through Ellie. I mean, he sees Ellie as his own daughter eventually, in the end of the show. To me, so I think that she is the motivating factor. Yeah.
Are you saying she's above C?
No, once again, she's not in it enough, but I do think that she has more purpose than I initially thought.
Solid. I'm with you there. So we'll keep it here at C. Let's do Henry and Sam.
Love these guys.
So I wanted to say I'm going to try to keep them as similar as I can before we rate them. I think overall that Henry and Sam are characters that they didn't keep exactly the same when they came to being in an HBO series and not. You know, I think when it comes to Sam, he was a character that was suddenly deaf, right? Was he deaf or was he... I think he was deaf.
He wasn't blind.
He wasn't blind.
I know he could see, so I think he was deaf.
He must have been deaf. And when you see it, there's a lot of things that change about where Ellie is like, hey, I'm immune. I can try to give you some of my blood and you won't change when his life is about to end and everything. I think overall... yeah, you should probably try to play Last of Us. I must say it's a pretty good series. You might like if you give it a shot. Good to see you here though, Bat Night King or Bat what?
Ooh,
Bat Night Gaming. My bad. But I'm gonna say overall, I'm gonna say overall to me, I feel as if Sam and Henry, I gotta put them on different tiers. Because I think Henry's reason of doing it was to protect his brother.
Yeah.
Sam was just a young kid, unfortunately, in a bad situation.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they're bad characters. Again, I'll let you chime in here. I would put Sam at B and Henry at A.
Sam's the younger one?
I think so.
I don't know. To me, I flip it around, but that's just because I really felt bad for the little guy in the show. I felt bad for how he got bit and started dying, and I don't know. That was so sad on his part. Which Henry did have a good reasoning and a good purpose of protecting Sam. But I still feel like I just felt worse for the kid. But that's totally irrelevant. I don't know.
Would you say that you think that they're tier list here? Same level, or?
I'd put them same level. I'd say they're both B.
Both B, so you think Henry's not a...
I think they're B tier, yeah. He can sit there with Bill.
You think Bill's underneath him?
Bill can sit there with him. B's for Bill.
Okay. Solid side. Okay, let's keep going here. We have zombies here I don't care about. Let's do Tess. Tess is a character that died off pretty quickly within the series. Sucks for her. She was a character that's like, hey, we gotta get motivation, we gotta get moving, and Joe did kind of mess with Tess at the start. But eventually, two things happened to her, depending if you watch the HBO series or if you play the game. I would say overall, Tess was just another reason for her to push Joe to try to find a cure. When they found out that, oh, there is Ellie, we gotta take her to the Fireflies, da-da-da-da-da-da, Tess was just another reason to push Joe to try to find another way. I don't think that she had enough big like appeal to anything. So overall, I'm going to say that she is B in my opinion. What you got? Any opinions?
I'm trying to remember Tess because she was not big in the second part. I would.
First part.
I know. I'm saying I don't remember her. I'd say B tier as well. I don't have a lot to say about her. Mm-hmm. She was great while she was there.
Yeah, I don't think that she had enough time to really do anything that really mattered enough, except trying to say, "Hey, we can find a cure," and that's really it. So right. I'm gonna go ahead and say that she's B. I'm cool with it. She's just B. All right. So some of these people here, I do not know.
We have symbols on here. What are we doing with that?
I don't know what this is. Oh my god, did I play the series? Okay, so here goes Tommy. This is part 2, Tommy. Let's see. I don't think I want to do part 2 Tommy yet because he's completely different from part 1 Tommy, who's not even on here. So let's just not do that. Okay, let's go ahead and pull up Ellie. And then where's part 1 Joe? It looks like, is that the only Joe here?
Have Joel.
I know, it looks like this is the only Joe.
Where's the young and handsome Joel?
It may be him. All right, well, do you want to save Joe for the end? Because it looks like there's only one Joe.
I mean, you can throw him in.
Okay, let's keep him right here for now.
You sure?
Okay. Yeah, because, I mean, that's unless you want to do him early.
We can save him.
Okay. Let's do small Ellie first. I say overall to me, this is an S tier character.
She was never small. She's Big Ellie.
You're right, Big Ellie. This in a small body. I would say overall, to me, Ellie is a character that embodies that. Hey, I understand that my life is bigger than what your life is. Right. She's also a character that's like, I understand that I've dealt with my own issues where she lost her girlfriend Riley, who seems to not be on this list. But anyway, she lost in her extra episode that girl Riley. She dealt with, having to go through her parents not being around through her whole life. And she's like, I can make my life bigger than what it is now. That being said, I don't think that Ellie... I don't think there's a character in this show that probably is better than young Ellie, small Ellie, including Joe. Now let me say that before.
Whoa.
Now let me prefacize that we're going to get to whatever the word is. We're going to get to Joe here in a minute, but I would say overall that to me, what Ellie embodies of there is a future and I'm willing to give away my life for it. I don't know. I mean, what do you think?
I forget. She is willing to give up her life, and that's what her goal is. Honestly, she wants to give up her life for a cure for everybody else. Not spoiling part 2, but that's what ends up being the kind of downfall of her wanting to live with her and Joel, and her not becoming the cure ultimately. But she can maybe have S tier. Young Ellie, yeah, S tier. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think young Ellie cooks. I don't know. We're probably there's multiple Ellies in here, but we'll come back to it. But I think that this is to me obvious character that they went ahead and they carried her over to the second part as the character by herself. So I think she did fine. I'm gonna move this Ellie right here and move this one down. This is the same Ellie we're talking about. Where there's actually her hat is so swag. We'll keep her up here.
This is the part when she was building her relationship with Joel too, and kind of became his daughter. So yeah, she can have this too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She kind of swag. Even when she said like, "Hey, I'm not your daughter," you know what I mean? But like she still acted like it.
You know you are, Ellie. You know you're his daughter.
Whoa. So I think that's most of the characters. It looks like there was no characters in part one.
I'm serious. We have literal symbols here, like a death cross. What is this?
That one's crazy.
Was that the okay?
We can get to it when we get there.
People? I don't know.
I don't want to do the zombies. I don't care about
Why
that.
don't we have their head?
I don't know. I don't know. They got it. This is the other guy here. I forget his name. This is David, the character that we find out towards the end of part one was taking children and acting like he was a god, feeding people, being a cannibal, feeding people other body parts. And when he found out that Ellie was around, he basically took her in and tried to chop her up. He was either going to groom her.
Yeah, he was going to do something. And it wasn't
right.
going to eat or chop her up.
Right, he was going to eat her. So for this dude right here, David, what you got? What you got about David?
Where'd you put him?
I just put him up here to talk about him.
He can go in F tier, as in Frank, as in get him out of here. Disgusting. What he did was disgusting. Gross.
Yeah, again, because it's the list of not us just saying, hey, this is where I think the character would technically be at. I would say overall that I don't enjoy, because he didn't give anyone, yes, you can say that he gave people a meal. They could not go get food themselves.
What use did he even have in the story besides doing that? I mean, this happens in society today. People are sick. Why do we need to have that? I don't know. I don't know why he needed to be there. The end of part one did not need to have him, to me. Just felt out of place.
Yes, but okay, so let me point out, taking away the fact what he did to Ellie, which is an L for sure.
Right.
Let's point out how you doing, Sawyer? How you doing? Good to see you. I would say overall that when I look at it in the sense of what David did, okay, David, he also pretended, he became a belief or a quote unquote like God type person that people need to believe that there will be a future. Does that make sense? So like he was like a pastor to people. If like there is a future, just trust me, eat this, life will get better if you follow me.
Eat this, life will get better. Isn't that Adam and Eve? What are we doing?
Would you get what my point is? Yeah. He became a belief system. I'm not saying it's a good thing what he did.
Yeah.
You know, with Ellie, and because clearly when you play the game, there's a part when you walk in the back way with Joe, you see there's a lot of kid backpacks and like toys that he's been doing this for quite some time against kids. Mm-hmm. Him as a person, garbage person.
Good thing Sam was gone by that time.
True, but it's like, can you really, you know? Can I not? I don't know. Do I just keep him at D?
What do you rate him?
It's hard for me to say. It's hard for me to put somebody that's, you know, eating and grooming kids at a higher. I mean, he's clearly, I don't know how I flipped this right here. Let me flip that back. He's clearly to me a bad character. And you know what? I'm gonna keep him at D. I don't think that he has any. Even if he did give people belief, there's no justification him grooming kids. That has ruined it all over. You know. So maybe if he was just eating people. But it goes further than that. So, anyways, I'll keep him here if that's cool with you. I think that's all of the really first part characters. We could talk about, was it her name Marley? I think it's Marley. This is Tommy's wife, but we'll probably get to her in a minute. Yeah, it looks like there wasn't too many crazy first part characters. So, looks like the part 2 goes crazy. So, some of these I'm sure you don't remember, but I'll probably go about them. Let's start off with Ellie's friends, and we'll kind of go along here. So, okay, so let's do this. Let's start off with, let's do Jesse.
Jesse. I love Jesse. Tell me what he did.
Jesse was a character that, first off, he was just living.
Yeah. He was just living.
He was just living inside the camp with the rest of the people, and so happened had a relationship with Dina, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah, and then Ellie went and stole her away. She had to get her girl, so she stole her away. But Jesse was so cool in the village that they were living in, and then comes back later in part 2 to like save what Ellie's doing. I don't know. He was cool. He was cool.
Right. He went out his way to even go help Ellie when she was running through trying to survive and everything like that as well. I think that's the cool thing is that Jesse actually did care about Ellie. And she really did care about Dina too, even though, you know, Dina was throwing it around freely. But I'm going to say that Jesse, again, if you guys have not seen this, I'm going to tell you spoilers now because this is where I'm going to start getting into the deep stuff. So,
yeah.
3, 2, 1, spoilers. This is the Jesse died abruptly.
Right.
When the point when Abby got involved with everything and she just said, wow, you know what I mean, and just killed him. That part was insane. I think overall that Jesse being the character is like, hey, this is real. We're really about that business. We'll kill anyone and everyone. And even though Joe did die before that, you didn't think Jesse's going to die so soon. Right. But when you do have him there, he shows nothing but love and hospitality towards Ellie, even when she's over there making out with Dina inside that weed lab.
Yeah.
Right? So, I just don't... I think if Jesse had more time and even did a little bit more in a series, I would push him up to S, but I don't see him not being an A character.
I'd say A tier. A tier is good for him.
A, yeah. And since we're talking about her, let's talk about Dina. Where you putting her?
I put Dina... I put her B tier, honestly.
Where at?
Right before the end. She goes above Tess for sure.
Yeah. Dina, I don't know how I feel about this character. I think that she mattered to the series for sure. But it's hard because she was also I can date whoever I want to date. I can sleep around if I want to sleep around. It doesn't matter. I am good to go and free. But it's a thing of like when she gets involved with, you know, Jesse, and Jesse's over here like, hey, you know, you just kissing my best friend, even though I was a girl, you know, you just kissing my best friend, doing all this other stuff. Do you even like me? And then Dina's over here, you know, kissing her inside the weed lab, and then she find out when you're running with her that she's pregnant. I don't think that she's a bad character. I don't. I think that she mattered, but she was, as much as I dislike it, she was a hassle. She was kind of a nuisance to what Ellie was trying to do.
She did weigh Ellie down. I mean, think about it. Ellie said at one point, she's like, I could have done this whole journey by myself when she found out she was pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm.
First you go with Jesse after being with me, which is crazy. And then you weigh our whole entire journey down by being pregnant, which she did.
Mm-hmm.
She brought them back. I mean, like, not brought them back. She made the journey a lot harder with what she did. So you're right. Maybe she is C tier. But I still think that she was such a big part of the story for Ellie. And she really did motivate her in a way.
Yeah. I mean, even at the end, too, and I don't think there's a different Dina up here, but even at the end when she stayed with her and gave her a chance of saying, hey, get rid of this revenge type cycle you're trying to do. Stay with me. You have a family.
Yeah.
And she said no. I mean, Dina was doing the right thing. Even, you know what? Now that if this is Dina from the start to finish, I'm actually going to bump her up a little bit more. Like, do I put her above Henry? Because I also remember the point where Dina, remember when Ellie was having that, like, that, I don't know, PTSD moment, and Dina was, like, holding her, like, when in
the barn. Oh, my gosh. Yes, I do. That's what I'm saying. Dina became a nuisance, a big part of part 2. But towards the end, she really redeemed herself to me. In the house, when her and Ellie were living together with Dina's baby. What was the baby's name? Baby. He's next to Rate, so we'll get to him. But she did become redeemable in the end. She took care of Ellie, really. Ellie took care of her, but I think Dina really took care of Ellie in a way at the very end when they both lived together. Ellie just had so much going on mentally that she couldn't really get to the level where Dina was mentally and in their relationship, but I do think that Dina was stable at the end and she was ready to kind of calm down with Ellie.
Yeah, and I don't blame Dina at all for. I mean, she did what she needed to do as a partner, trying to help Ellie, and she gave her ultimatums like either choose this family or choose to be by yourself. So I think she's a fine. I mean, I put her above Henry a little bit.
I agree,
but I don't think she's above Jesse.
No,
Jesse's too swaggy. Okay, so let's go into Abby and her friends. I would do Abby at the end.
Big Abby.
Big abs. Let's do, and I'm not going to separate them. I think this is her dad. I don't think I care about her dad.
We're not doing the baby?
Oh, that's the doctor that got shot. We'll do it again. Oh, you want to do the boy? Where you put him at?
We gotta figure out his name. This is sad.
The boy?
S tier. Oh, he was cool. Especially because he's carrying on Jesse's legacy.
Yeah, he's just swaggy like his dad.
Cool.
Not like his mom, but like his dad.
He was just a happy baby the whole time. Even when Ellie was having her PTSD issues, the baby was just chilling. He was giggling. It was cute. There was nothing wrong with the kid.
No, I don't think he did anything.
I put him in A tier with Jesse so he gets to live on with him.
Yeah.
I'll never get to know his dad. Instead, he has Abby.
That's crazy.
Abby.
Abby, whoa.
Ellie
that is his dad. Okay, moving on. So we'll see. So let's do a friend. Let's do Nora. I don't recall you. I don't recall who you are. Let's do Manny. Let's do Mel. And let's do Owen. Okay, cool. So, let's do them all. Do you remember any of these characters?
Okay, we've got Mel.
You can start Mel.
Oh my gosh. I don't like Mel at all. I feel like she knew too much. She was too smart in the wrong way. Because I'm a big fan of Ellie and Joel. And she was going against what Ellie wanted to do the entire time. So personally, I don't like Mel at all. I know that her dying pregnant was wild. But I also think that, to me, it was okay. I didn't like Mel at all.
Mel really sucks because she just didn't do what she should have done. She knew that Owen was a scumbag.
She knew he was sleeping around too, and she knew it, and she didn't do anything. Instead, she got mad at everybody else.
Yeah. There's no reason to get mad at the guy that you chose to sleep with, and now you're mad at him thinking, oh, you're a scumbag. Did you not see what your friend Abby was doing?
Right.
And instead she got mad at Abby. It's like, y'all both going for the same scumbag. There's so many other dudes in this camp.
Yeah, like she was about to kill Abby, and it's like, what are you doing?
Right. And
you have a kid with this guy. You chose this life.
Yeah, and I assume, they never said it, but before she died, when Ellie put up on them with the Glock, she was sitting there yelling at Mel, and Mel was yelling at Owen, and she was yelling him presumably because she found out that Abby and Mel slept together inside that little boat-like thing. When Abby's getting
birds and the bees happened on the boat.
So I think that's the thing, is like, you're yelling at him, and I get it, but it's like, why did you pick him? That doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't. Overall, I'm going to say that I'd give her personally a C. I don't want to say she's a D character because I think she's still helpful with the main group that needs, like, medication, and she's technically a nurse for the team too, but so is Nora.
Totally forgot that. What did she do? She heal her foot or something? No, she amputated that girl's arm.
Yeah, remember Mel did save the here's where's there's Lev. I don't see Lev's sister on here.
Do I say she or do I say he?
It's technically a girl. Goes by he though.
They I think that Mel was important in a medical sense. Yes. And she definitely did help Lev. And she helped Lev to survive as long as she did. So yeah, I think she gets C tier. But man, I just did not like her at all.
Yeah.
Who's her partner? Or who's the guy? What's his name?
Who, Mills?
Yeah.
Owen?
Owen, yeah. Let's do Owen next.
What you got?
I honestly would flip. Well, he can go in C too. I think he goes ahead of Mel. I just think that Mel gets lower than him. I think he had more importance. He did more for Abby in this story, and Abby ended up progressing the storyline more ultimately. And their love story did. I mean, it was pretty meaningful. Love story.
Yeah.
Their boat scene.
Owen too was a guy that he didn't want to be a soldier, right? He never wanted to be, and he decided to hide out. And there was a point where he killed somebody, so they technically wanted to decapitate him or whatever. I think it was Isaac that chose to do it. Mm-hmm. But anyways, that's when he chose to be a bum instead and hide away and whatnot. So Mel ended up going to be with this bum. But I don't want to say that necessarily Owen was a bad person, because he did kill this guy put him out of his misery from the war. I just think it was hard because Owen didn't care about other people. It was more of, he felt like if he really cared about if he really cared about Abby, why would you get with Mel? And if he really cared about Mel, why are you still sleeping with Abby? Yeah. It's the thing, like, I don't quite see the purpose of a guy like this that's constantly doing this time and time again, right? So overall, I'm going to say that I agree. He's maybe more important. He does some stuff, but these two characters, man, I don't know. They're kind of, to me. Do you remember Manny?
I don't remember Manny at all.
Manny was the dude that worked with Abby quite some time. He was the guy that we find out by letters that he had a man's, and eventually he was a guy when you're playing with Abby, when Tommy is on top through the airport sniping at you, mm-hmm. and Manny's there, and I think eventually Tommy ends up killing Manny. Nah.
Maybe he can get D tier. I don't remember Manny at all.
I'll put him above here. I don't think he does enough for the series to walk around talking about how he got a boy and like he's so cool and macho. I don't think he does enough for the team. Now, do you remember Nora?
Remind me.
Nora is the one that was sent to different hospitals to gather supplies for the wolves or whatever, and she would go get supplies, and also she worked as a nurse to heal different people within the camp. We saw Nora first, really, I believe, when Ellie went to the hospital and chased down Nora through the hospital. And remember, Nora, they found some ones to make off like a smell, the spores. They let out some spores, and she was like, Nora got caught within the spores, but Ellie didn't. So then they asked her, say, hey, Nora, it's like, what do you know about Joe? And like that. She goes, Joe deserved to die. And Ellie's like, where's Abby? And then he's like, Joe died. Like, what did she say? She said something like, do you ever wake up to hearing him scream? Or something like that to him. And then Ellie beat Nora to death inside that like back room.
Oh, Nora.
Whew, that's a lot of explaining.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
You did it. You brought her back. Nora can get F tier, as in Frank, please. Oh my god, she was bad. And then when she died, I was so happy. I would not be happier if anybody else in the show died than Nora. Because she was sitting there like, do you hear him screaming when you go to sleep? Yeah, Nora, I do. And I'm going to kill you because of it.
Yeah, I personally wish this character had more time. I felt like she could have been more interesting than she was not, simply because she just was kind of living on the hate train that Abby lived on.
Yeah. I'm
going to put her around here.
It felt like she was just there to hate.
Yeah,
she
didn't have any time.
She was just alive to hate Joel. And everybody in this group was living for the purpose of getting rid of Joel because he got rid of the cure that could have been. And it's like, yeah, but there's still human choices.
Yeah, and
that Ellie has.
Yeah, I'm going to bring him up too. That's why I'm going to bring up the doctor that Joe killed. The doctor that Joe killed, which is Abby's dad, and why they're all kind of pissed off because, hey, Joe ended up shooting and killing Abby's dad, the doctor that could have killed Ellie and found a cure. We only see him through flashbacks because he's dead. And he really did care about Owen and Abby. The others, I don't know if he had a relationship with them. But that being said, I don't think that he cared about them that much. Plus, he was just a doctor that could have helped. I'm putting him in C.
It's tough because in an apocalyptic world like this, how can you not want a cure? Mm-hmm. And if you're going to be the doctor figure, how can you, or the physician, how can you not want to be some part of the cure? Mm-hmm. But you also had your own daughter. You had Abby. And how did you not think that her father figure would come protect her just like you would protect your own daughter? Mm-hmm. There's still human... I don't know. There's still human choice, which Ellie had a choice, but her choice would have been to be the cure and die for everybody anyway. Yeah. But Joel, being the dad that he was eventually to Ellie, did not want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's just this or that. Was he gonna let Ellie die? Even though, hey, this is somebody's daughter, this is somebody's friend, this is somebody's, I don't know, potential mother. Are you gonna kill her? I mean, that's the ultimate story of the show. Are you gonna kill her and get the cure? Or are you gonna let her live and save a life? So,
Right. Yeah. And yeah, you're right. And I don't know. I don't want to say what he was going to do was wrong, because what he was planning to do was save humanity. But I don't think what he did was necessarily right either, to go that route.
Right.
So I'm gonna keep him at C. I don't think we don't have enough information about this character to say that we think he's really necessarily a good person or not.
He's lucky he has a daughter, crazy daughter enough to go defend him for the rest of her life.
That's true. Yeah. I mean, at least they ain't kill your daughter, so you're right. Okay, Isaac. I know you don't remember this dude. This is a dude that kind of caused the outroar of what the wolves had to do, who they had to go after, and he even was willing to kill Abby at one point when they found out that she was working with scars. This dude sucks. Boop.
Great. I don't remember him. I don't remember him at all.
That's too. I don't care about Isaac. I don't. Okay, so moving along. Here we go. Lev and Lev's. Okay, I'm gonna use he because that's what Lev is, a he. Let me use the right pronouns. Lev and his sister. What would you say where they are at? Do you remember them?
I would put Lev B tier, honestly. That was Lev's sister right there.
This one's Lev.
Yeah, but that's Lev's sister.
Yeah.
Okay. I put them together. I think they get to be B tier. They had so much to do with the second, with part 2. They had so much to do with it. They were Abby's motivation at one point. When Abby had fought Ellie, not physically, not like the end scene, but Abby and Ellie had been going at it this whole time. When Abby picks up Lev, that's when the story gets more meaningful to me. Lev has a big story of her own. A huge story. She ends up losing, her whole family.
Mm-hmm.
And her story's so sad, but it really does pull Ellie to keep going, or not Ellie, Abby, to keep going through part 2. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree. When you kind of watch Lev, you see that Lev, he went through a lot when he cut off his hair. He cut off his hair and chose to be a male instead of a female, because that's what he believed in. And then suddenly he had to fight and kill his mother when he went back thinking, hey, we got to get mom. And then mom's like, oh, you cut off your hair. No. Yeah, he's like, you damned our family. Yeah. I'm going to try to kill you. And he's like, whoa, mom attacked me. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think Lev went through a lot. Even when they were calling Lev a name, I can't remember, for choosing to be, the opposite, a different gender. They were hating on Lev. They really were. But Lev did it multiple times. Even at the end, when Abby was getting busy fighting Ellie, Lev was still there, willing to help. Right. No matter what Lev went through. I do think the relationship between Lev and Abby was pretty solid to me. I did like both characters and what they did. I would say overall, on top of that, you look at I don't remember the name of Lev's sister, but she specifically looked after Lev. She understood who Lev was as a person, didn't want to bound her to what the family did, and she was willing to say, hey, no matter what, I need to go and live. And she unfortunately got killed by Isaac in a gang because they're bots. But she was like, I'm willing to try and bet on myself to save my brother now, Lev, instead of just staying here and having Lev killed by my own clan. I think both of those characters, really good characters. I hope that if they do a part 3, Lev is a part of it. Very unfortunate what happened to his sister, but I'm putting a B.
Yeah.
Putting a B. Okay, let's see here. Some of these characters I don't care about. Bam, you don't care. I don't care about you. There's big abs. I'm going to do Abby all as one. We have the Ellie here. Do you have anything to talk about Tommy's wife? Okay. Yeah, I'm just put it here. I mean, I understand that she leaves Tommy because he chose to go on the road of violence instead to get revenge. I don't have much to say about that, though. I don't care about you. Okay, Tommy. Let's just do Tommy. This is Riley. So this is Riley that is, I'm pretty sure that's the girlfriend of Ellie. Do you want to talk about Riley at all? Do you remember Riley?
The girlfriend of Ellie?
Yeah, there's the extra scene, extra part in part one when they went to that carnival, started playing games and everything like that. And then there's some, there's some part where there's some infected that jumped in and they had to like run and everything like that. And I remember specifically that they both got bit, but when she found out, Ellie's like, "Hey, I'm immune. Nothing happens to me."
So she was the initial girlfriend?
Yeah, the first girlfriend. This is before she even met Joel.
Okay.
Nah. Okay, so I'm gonna say to me because I remember Riley, I'm gonna put her around here. She's a fine character, I think personally, but you don't get to see a lot about her. She went to be a Firefly, but you don't know everything about her. So, yeah, she's fine. She's fine. Who else did I just pull up? I thought I pulled up someone else. I guess I didn't.
Do Abby?
Yeah, I was gonna do Abby in a minute. I don't know if this is the right character I'm thinking of, but I'll leave you here for now because you may not be the correct character. So we have what's going here for now. The ones I have left: Joe. I don't care about you. I know you're a part of the thing, but you don't do enough, so I don't care about you. This is Ellie.
Are we doing Joel?
In a minute, yeah. And then we'll do this Abby right here. Oh, I'll use this Abby. I use overall big Abbies. And I think that's all I care about down here. This is the older Ellie. We'll talk about her too. Cool. Yeah, that's all the ones I care about. So, okay, so let's talk about these four. Let's start with Abby. Give me your opinion about Abby first. Or I can go first.
To me, the storyline of Joel and Ellie is the reason that I love this show/game. Abby ruined that. She carried out what she thinks that her dad would have wanted to happen, which is to get Ellie. No, she's just getting revenge for her dad, basically. She's just trying to get revenge on Joel and eventually Ellie for what happened to her dad. But a lot happens with her in part 2 as well. Just going through her story. The people she meets, the people she affects, all of the journey that she makes in part 2 is very important, which is why I can't put her in D. I would honestly give her top C, maybe end of B tier. What do you think?
Oh boy. So here's the deal about her and why I feel a certain way. I feel as if when it comes to Abby, her revenge of trying to make up for what happened to her dad is too strong to me, because no one ever told her that it wasn't brutality. It wasn't as bad. It wasn't like he was beaten to death. It was always a situation of like she needed to brutally, and she did brutally, go out and abuse Joel that was not equal to what happened to her dad.
True.
To me personally, that's not reasonable. That's inexcusable to me overall. I'm going to say that while she did kind of make up for her humanity a little bit later on when Lev's involved and everything like that, but it's a bit too late. Even when she was out there like fighting on the boat against Ellie, who came back later on, it's like, man, like you sought out so much vengeance that could have been a little bit better if you handled the Joe situation right. So you said top of A, B.
Oh God, no. End of B, top of C.
My opinion. Here's the deal too. She also went and she gave a lot of she gave a lot of like I'm sorry and like forgiveness to who was it? Oh, Ellie, when she could have killed her at the end and chose to let her live. Remember that?
Right. Yeah.
Does that account for you at all?
That's what I'm saying. That's what brings her back from D tier. I think that she did become okay with Ellie. But ultimately, like I said, Joel and Ellie make this show for me, and Abby is what ruined that. So I don't think that she gets... I don't know.
Could it be fair if I put her above Bill? Is that too high to you?
No, because Bill had good intentions.
What about Tess?
Oh yeah, Tess is relevant.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna use this Abby. I don't like the other Abby. Okay. Next up, we are doing the. You want to do Joe next or Ellie next?
Let's do Ellie.
Ellie, go ahead.
Ellie goes through a lot, and she's growing up as we see the game and the show progress, as we see the story progress. She's really going through all of the emotions of not only growing up, but developing relationships, and also dealing with the fact that she can fix the world by sacrificing herself. So I think that obviously she is the reason that she's the reason that the story happens at all, period. I think she gets S tier, honestly. And I think that her keeping true to what she wanted until the end, which was to be the cure and to save humanity, was honorable. She goes through a lot and she makes wrong choices, but she even helped Dina through the whole journey. When she finds out she's pregnant, she says, okay, I'm still gonna help you. Dina's like, you can keep going without me. She's like, sure, but she still wants to help Dina. She wants to help Joel. She gets sick and tired of Joel at times because Joel wants to protect her as a father figure. But I think that is just part of her kind of growing up that we're seeing. And it's in the most unfortunate situation, in this apocalyptic situation. But I think that she is genuinely such a good character. And seeing her develop is so interesting. I don't enjoy seeing Abby grow up and become big, muscular, big, crazy Abby that she is. And I don't like what she did, even though she was trying to get revenge for her father. But I think that Ellie did what she did in a very honorable way. And I think she had a reason to go after people in part 2 and kill them and do what she did. Because she was trying to get revenge for Joel. I don't know. I love her as a character.
I think for sure, I agree with everything you said. The thing too with Ellie is that, like, I think she understood that she was not completely aware and complete and always in the right of what she did. Even when she was shutting Joel out and everything like that, I think she went on this revenge route because she realized, well, I was kind of a butt. Like, he did this to protect me. And, like, I don't love their last conversation. I kind of wish she showed off a little bit better. Like, hey, you were trying to protect me. I get it. But let me make my own decisions. Let me honor my wish. But instead, she was sitting there talking to him like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I can trust you again, but I'll try.
Can we play her song, her guitar song?
I'll probably get copyrighted, but I can try.
Never mind. Well, if you want to watch the show, you can hear the craziest song ever, or play the game. Then you're playing the song that Joel teaches Ellie.
Yeah.
Which makes me cry.
And if y'all care, I'll link it in the bottom of the description. A link instead, so we don't get copyrighted of what it is. It's on YouTube. You can find it. You can probably type in like Ellie's song or something like that. You'll find it. But yeah, I think overall as a character that I think she does a amazing job. I don't think she's as swaggy as the part 1 Ellie.
I mean, I think she gets S tier because she's the reason that Joel even kept going in this life. She clearly had a purpose. Before he even knew she was the cure. Yeah. He wanted to protect her. Yeah. He wrote a dang song for her. So. Yeah.
It's just the young Ellie was just so much pure compared to the second one. And I get her life changed, why she became that way. There was a part 2 where like she would say all the jokes, and after everything that happened with David, Joe became the person to say jokes, and she didn't enjoy them anymore. Yeah. Because her life changed.
Yeah. And after the end of part 2 with what happened with that guy and chopping up kids and almost doing something to her, that changed her. And like I said, I think that's part of her developing. I don't think that that's like a natural development of a child, but that was part of her story. She had to change because of what happened to her at the end of part 1. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which is why I respect her so much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So overall, I'm going to say, to me, I think that, again, she's the best character. I personally would say I like her as the best character of the series. But I'm going to let you go ahead and talk about the next character, what you would say. Where would you put Joe?
All right, this is the character I remember. This is the reason I watched this show. Big spoilers. This is the reason I hate part 2. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. I was led to believe by somebody. Somebody led me to believe that Joel stayed alive through part 2. I had a feeling that he would die eventually. Just because it seemed he gave off the feeling that he wanted Ellie to continue on and him not to. After he saved her life at the end of part 1. But I didn't want to believe it. I thought he was going to stay alive through all of part 2. And as soon as he died, I didn't want to watch anymore. He and Ellie's relationship is what made this show, in my opinion. And it was so amazing to see, and to see them develop, and her, like you said, telling the jokes. And then he started telling the jokes, and he really took her under his wing after what happened at the end of part 1. Like, he really became the figure that she needed. He became stronger, and he was just there for her through everything. And the reason that he killed the doctor and kept her alive is because he didn't want her to die. And who's to say that even if she did die, she would have become the cure? Maybe something would have gone wrong. But I feel like Joel was the best character. I'm just a sucker for the story that him and Ellie had. He lost his daughter at the beginning, and Ellie became that for him. So I think that he is the best character. What he did was pure. I personally don't think that he had bad intentions. I don't think he wanted to live in this type of world. And if he did, he was going to take her under his wing, Ellie, and continue on this journey with her. And I think that he regretted what he did, keeping her alive, because she said, no, I want to be the cure. I don't want you to keep me going. I just want to be the cure for everyone and save people. But he still respected that, even after he did what she ultimately didn't want. But it was out of pure love for her. And I think that his intentions, once again, were just the reason that he is S tier. Put him up there, get him all the way up. First, he goes before young Ellie. The songs that he made for Ellie, he played on the guitar. As soon as I saw him playing the guitar in part 2, I knew he was going to die. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I just don't think there's a reason to watch it after he dies.
So you had no enjoyment from part 2? Because he wasn't there?
I did. He was alive for part of it. But seriously, once he died, my enjoyment was done. It was him and Ellie for me.
I could argue, and I agree with everything you said. I could argue that Joe was unfortunately a bystander that was affected by this apocalypse, and we're the guy that we watch, we follow him, and he got involved with a character that had the immunity and really kickstarted the show. Joe was not the character that was the main character. Ellie was the main character, but Joe got involved because he so happened to know the main character, right? He had to transport that main character to Seattle, or wherever it was. I think overall, because of that, I can't, and I won't say that Joe is not Joe overall, like you said, him being I had my daughter, lost my daughter, I had my whole family, lost all of that. This apocalypse is terrible. It took everything from me. I lost my reason to live. Then he found it again with her and did anything he could to try to replace what he lost with her is admirable. I like that as a character. I could say that I think that maybe he is a better character than part 2 Ellie. But I don't know about part 1 Ellie.
That's okay. I'll take him in the middle. That's okay.
But I can agree, part 2 Ellie, she had issues. I mean, she couldn't even just say, like, hey, I understand you're trying to protect me. She just throwing a fit.
Yeah.
And maybe because she's 19. I don't know. But I can see Joe being higher. Anything else about Joel?
Everything else about Joel.
Okay.
Comment what you love about Joel, please. We need to see it.
And then, again, thank you guys for joining. I greatly appreciate it. Great, appreciate you guys hopping in and watching everything. I love y'all. Love y'all to death. Appreciate it. So I'm gonna say overall the last.
No, I dare you to rate one of these symbols. Put him up there.
One of these symbols.
See. Yeah. What do they mean? Tell me.
Oh, you don't know about the wolves?
Don't you know about the cross? That was part 2, wasn't it?
I feel like this was.
We kept seeing that in the aquarium.
Was this the one with?
Not the aquarium. The museum, the dinosaur museum.
I thought it was supposed to be that religious thing with that. Remember that picture that the scars, like that one lady that had, like, they would spray painted everywhere as like a lady, and the scars would be like, that's like Princess Jasmine.
Whoa.
I don't know.
Anyway, clearly we did not pay attention.
No, it's not that. I don't think that they showed up enough. They were characters you just end up killing.
I think they showed up all the time. I just don't remember who goes with what.
I don't. I know the wolves are part of Abby and Nora and all them.
Yeah.
But now, what is this? I think that's actually the group. Remember at the end when that big dude came up there and punched Lev and kidnapped Abby and Lev? Is at the very end. It's like,
oh yeah, when they thought they were like getting out, they were like, "We're so smart. We got the radio. We got a whole."
Yes. And there's that big old dude and another dude that beat up.
Shoot.
I think that group is the skull with the cobra, whatever they're called. Sorry about that horn. People would be honking for no reason.
Beep, beep.
Anyways, I think that's group.
That's the Joel Love. That's what they honked for.
And I assume this is Scars. I could be wrong. Regardless, don't care about him. That's why you're not even ranked up here. Now, the last one I have up here is the final Ellie. I'm gonna put her right here. This is Ellie after the time skip, where you know this Ellie. This is Ellie after the time skip where she is with Dina, and then she says, "Oh, I found out about we didn't rate Tommy."
Unbelievable.
We'll come back to Tommy. He's the last one. But yeah, she finds out, and I'm going to use this Ellie here. But she finds out, hey, you're the person that I want to be with Dina. However, Tommy pulls up saying, we found her. She's big like an ox. Abby out here. And then she goes out of her way to go find Abby. Remember when she was looking at that place where these guys live at? So y'all see down here where those guys lived at. However, she got caught, was hanging underneath, and then there's like a thorn that she stabbed her side in.
I think you watched a different show than I
Okay, it didn't happen in the show. It happened in the game.
Sorry,
but
game.
anyways, okay, that Ellie I'm putting here. This is the final Ellie that you see before she lets Abby go off on the boat. She comes back home. Dina's moved out, and then we see her at the very end pick up her guitar and walk off into the woods.
I do recall.
That's that Ellie.
Okay.
But not enough happens.
Yeah, I don't know what to read.
I'm kind of ashamed about that, Ellie. You lost your life just really to go beat her up. I don't agree with that. I'm gonna put her here. That's where I put her.
She can't stop fighting Abby. It's like, calm down.
Yeah, she can't do it. Putting the good boy up here, and then finally Tommy. Tommy, I didn't care about part 1. I don't think Tommy in part 1 really existed. Part 2, Tommy he wasn't gonna go get revenge on what happened with Joel until basically Ellie's like, hey, you a wussy. I'm about that business. So then he ends up saying, oh, I'm gonna go do it myself. And he does get busy. He kills Manny. I think he kills a lot of different wolves as well. He probably could have done more damage. But Tommy really picks up with his disrespect when Abby gets away. He loses his wife and comes back to her saying, hey, we found where she is again. Ready to go get her? And then Ellie's like, no, I have a life. He goes, oh, okay, that's the problem. So I lose my family and suddenly I have to go after them. But suddenly you can get the family and you don't want to go after it? I thought you were about Joe. I thought you cared about him. Okay. So I lose my wife, my brother, screw me. Mm-hmm. I get what Tommy was saying. That is very hard. I feel as if, because I know they're going to do a part 3, Tommy will be a part of that. I think he will be a main character, and I worry that he's going to be a villain of that or antagonist. Yeah. Tommy overall to me is a great character. I'm going to put him at the top of B. I really want to see more of him. I'm going to put him top B. Okay, you agree. Okay. So that's it. I don't see much other characters I don't care about here. This is the girl I think that really gave Ellie the chance to go, or Joe to go with Ellie. Don't care about her really. This is a girl that got swagged on by playing her PSP. Don't care about her. I think everything else here I'm really solid with. This is where I'm going to rank them. Let's go through them again. Isaac, I'm solid with you. This is the wife. David, you got to go underneath. You suck. Manny, Nora, that's fine. This is the dad. You got to go underneath here. You kind of suck. You suck really bad, actually. Mel, okay at that. Owen, Riley, Sarah, Tess, Abby, Bill, Sister Lev, Sam, Henry, Dina, Tommy, Final Ellie, Swaggy Baby, Jesse. Jesse could be a little bit too high, but it's okay. Swaggernaut, Ellie, in part 2, Joel in part 1 and 2, part 1 Ellie. I'm cool with that. What you think?
I think that's good.
Cool. Okay. All right. We've been taking up your time for an hour. Again, those of y'all who've joined, I see. Thank you very much. I know I gotta get the chat showing up on here on this side so you guys can see the chat and everything going on. So I'll work on that. Then you guys can see it right here. So I should have been pulling that up. But anyways, it's fine. We'll do that next time. Again, I am planning in the future to have more content up here. We'll be looking at different things such as gaming. We have a Dragon Ball one coming in the future. And again, if you want to see Sarah more of these, show some love to this one. Let us know what you want to see next.
I can rate shows. Tell me what show you want to rate.
Yeah, we can do.
Watching some good shows. We can rate a lot of them.
Yeah, we can do actual shows too if y'all be watching that besides anime, but I know most of y'all are here for that, so we'll see. But again, thank y'all very much. I hope y'all have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. Take care, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.